love money.
Yeah.
I love the freedom that comes along with
Heaven.
having more money.
Yeah.
I love for the fact that, okay, cool, if
Something
I get
happens.
to this income level, my daughter can go and chase her dreams until she's tired of chasing her dreams.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to our Couples Talk podcast. I am Magdala D. Norton. This is my husband, John E. Norton Jr. We are the Norton family. Today, we are going to talk about money and relationships. So we're going to get into like the money talks. We've had several videos where we talked about how we met, how we knew each other was the one. We talked about healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships. We also talked about gender roles in the relationship, traditional and non-traditional, and how you should make your roles in your relationship work for your relationship. And today we're going to talk about the money, because money in relationships is important. Because what is it they say? Finances is one of the
marriages end over money.
Over money. It's one of the leading costs of relationships ending because of that money. How we work in our relationship is our money is one. But I'm going to caveat that with one thing, okay? You have to know your spouse, and there has to be trust there, because money is a serious matter. I'll use my past relationship, for example. Like my ex-husband, I would never, ever share a joint account with him. I would never mix our monies. But that's because I knew his personality, and I knew his, like, if we were to separate, like, that is someone who would drain out the account and make sure I was left with nothing. So, but then that's not someone you should be married to, right? If I can't trust you with, if I can't trust you with money, why am I married to you? If I can't say, oh yeah, let's have a joint account together.
So I wouldn't say like trust you. Like I understand where you're going with money.
So you have people who's gonna blow the money. Like you put the money, they spend it faster than you can put it in there. Then you have people. If something happened, like our relationship was bad, like my ex-husband, so I knew it's gonna end eventually, right? The person that he would empty out that account immediately to make sure I was left with nothing. Mm-hmm. So, knowing that person, I would never put our money together. But that's not a marriage. So, but what were you going to say?
I would say that, like, certain people just have bad spending habits. They can be genuinely good people. They can be genuinely will look out for you. Like, my mom had terrible spending habits, but my mom would give you the world.
Yes.
And so, it's one of those, it's a fine line, like, well, is there things you can do to mitigate your bad spending habits? One of those things is not having a joint account. If I give this person all access to my money, then they're going to drink it up, gamble it up, shop it up, trip it up.
Yeah.
And so I can't give you access to all that I have. I can give you access to what's allotted for your vices. Like if you got a gambling vice, well, I can put X amount of money in an account with us. So when you want to go do that, you can go ahead and do it. But I'm not going to give you access to all, because if you have access to all, we're going to be destitute.
What's the word I say? We're going to be out of house and home. But is that the expression? We're out of house and home. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, the vice. So maybe that person's not like this toxic, bad person that is going to empty out the account if anything were to like go down, like you all split. But then their spending habits, they're going to hinder the growth of the relationship because they are spending the money faster than you all can make it. And then you're going to end up in debt. Mm-hmm. And debt is it's a stressor. It is a stressor. And, in your relationship, you have to, we said work together. One of the videos we did was working together, how you can't build two towers in your relationship. You have to work on the same objective, the same focus, which is growing the relationship and having a healthy relationship, of course. And you do that by working together in every aspect of your relationship. And money, that's it right there. That's the piece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a joint account with your ex-wife?
No, and I don't know. It was just one of those things we did, and we were young. Like, I was really young. I was 20s, early to mid 20s. Didn't know much about anything, especially in terms of marriage. She worked, I worked. At that point in time, she was making a lot more money than I was. I was making I started off making like $9 an hour at the clerk's office, and went from 9 to
like 15.
But we were separated by the time I was making 15.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those things. Didn't work out.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, we talked about before.
I mean, would you have? She
had a joint bank account?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So she didn't have poor spending habits.
Didn't have poor spending habits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Me, no. No.
She did that. She had this one thing that and look, if y'all married, you got a girlfriend, boyfriend, y'all got a couple of, or just going out with you and your friend, going out with other friends. As a group of friends, and this is a sidebar conversation, but as a group of friends, you cannot expect your friends to go out and everybody split the bill down the middle.
Come on now, we don't order the same.
Everybody ain't ordering the same. And so, we went out one time as a couple. It was me, her, and then all of her friends. I knew I wasn't making a ton of money, and they were all bartenders.
Yeah.
They were just drinking. They looking like they were trying to get to the bottom of every glass, of every bottle in the house. That's how much they were drinking.
Oh my gosh, that tab's gonna be crazy.
The tab was crazy. Like, the tab came back and it was like $75 a person.
I know you lying.
And it was like 8 of us.
I know you lying.
And I looked at her like, man.
I know you lying.
I had these chips and salsa. And I'm like, because I didn't have money like that.
Wow.
And so I'm like, look.
No.
I'm not looking to pay off. Still, like, we can just tell the bartender, like, we can just split it in half. Well, if we doing that, y'all gonna wait a second, because I'm about to catch up.
Let me get some drinks.
I'm about to catch up.
Wow.
I'm not cutting y'all bill short. And I was young. I was young at this time. But
still, like, don't try me.
And so, it's a lot different.
Oh my gosh.
And you see all these things on TV these days about going half and like, as a couple, like...
Because our bill is already doubled. Because we're a couple. So now you want us to be paying for everybody else's bill. Our bill, we're already paying for the both of us. Now I'm going to pay for you too?
Yep.
No, just you pay for what you ordered. We pay for what we ordered. Our bill is already going to be more anyways. Because it's 2 people eating, right? What ended up happening?
I cannot remember.
I'm not paying.
I believe she was like, we can just, don't be like that. We can just split it. I'm like,
that's on you. You pay it. I'm not pulling out no card.
You got all the money. Go ahead.
Hello. Did she drink too?
Yeah, she drank.
Okay, then she could pay.
She didn't drink as much as they drank.
Oh yeah, they were bringing the house down.
Men drink more than women. Just straight up. Man. Men drink more than women, and she couldn't been no more than 115 pounds. Yeah. And so, it was one of those things where, and I'm talking about, they were drinking.
They were taking it back.
I'm talking about, like, ordering rounds of shots.
Oh my
gosh.
I'm good. No, thank you. See?
And I'm saying no because I know, like, I'm looking at all
the money.
I'm looking at all this stuff like, I'm not, y'all about to drink me out of my hotel. I got rent, I got bills I gotta pay.
That's called being fiscally responsible. Like, no, so we gotta get on that. Like,
look, that's another story. It was me, Elsie, and Yuko. What up, though?
You and your friends.
And so we go to the Fountain Blue. We were just out of college. I think we had separated by then. Me and her had separated by then. And we ended up going down to Fountain Blue. We hanging out. And
Fountain Blue is a restaurant, by the way.
If they don't know what the Fountain Blue is, they've been living.
You saying Fountain Blue like I don't know what Fountain Blue is. What
You live under a rock.
Okay. Then what do you think? There might be other people who live under a rock. I said restaurant, and it's not even a restaurant.
You don't listen to like.
Okay, it was a club. Go ahead. Go with the story.
It's one of. No, I'm about to.
No.
Yeah, we gonna stop right here because I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. It's one of the most popular clubs in South Florida. All the entertainers go there.
Do I look like I follow anything?
You live under a rock. They don't.
Go ahead with the story, please.
So we go. It's me, LC, you go. We're in the lobby. The people that we came with, we came in a group. It was LC and Berlinda.
It was his friends. Just say my friends. Because you say names like people know names.
Berlinda and them go in and we stay out. Right?
Go ahead.
And we're in a lobby of this club.
Yeah.
Club, hotel, whatever the setup is. We're in a lobby and there's a bar. Lobby is jam packed. It's like a club outside of the club. Mm-hmm. So we like, all right, bet, let's go to the bar. LC like, I got the first round. I'm like, all right, bet, I get the next one. He ordered rounds, and it was just 3 vodka Red Bulls. Right, this is back when vodka Red Bull was the thing. Yeah, like 3 vodka Red Bulls. $75
for 3 drinks with nothing but probably full of ice.
And I'm talking about there's more alcohol in an espresso shot than there was in that drink. And
nothing but ice.
I looked at him and he looked at me. Yeah. Yuko looked at us.
Yeah,
and we were like,
that's it.
I'll give you the $25 for this drink, but I'm not buying a round.
I'm not that's it.
$75 for this, like. Mm-mm. You'd be $2,000 in before you even get a buzz. Yeah. So and I'm like, nah. So it's like you said, fiscally responsible responsible, and that goes across the board. Mm-hmm. It really impacts like we started off talking about joint accounts and spending habits. Yeah. And the person that you're with have to be on the same page as you financially. When you look at all of those things, like your friend group, like you got people who are doing better financially than others, and you can say it's not a really big difference, like because unfortunately when you got people that's as a couple, if they're making $70,000 combined, right, their living style is going to be based upon what their bills are that week, the unexpected expenses that have come up that week. Yeah. And then you got people that may be living at like $150,000, $200,000, and although they making that much more money than you, they're not really at a different spending level because with that money, you're getting more house, more cars. More trips. More eating out. Yeah. We were not making a lot of money until, I don't even want to say we make a lot of money now, but back then.
I think when we first got together.
We were living off of one income. Yeah. Essentially.
Okay.
Our combined income was about like $40,000 or $50,000.
Backstory: when we first got together, we were both working. I think we were at 30, but we weren't joined back then.
At 30.
I was making 30 at the
clerk's office.
Yeah, 15 an hour is 30.
When we got together, we left the clerk's office.
Yeah. So okay, let's say when we first got together, if our money was combined, it would have been combined $60,000. But after taxes, we all know that's not $60,000. But anyways, and then I left the clerk's office. And I was in school, so he carried the weight of the relationship, the financial weight of the relationship for quite a bit. And I worked on and off. You know, there was a period where we probably, when I was teaching and you were working at the NCN, we probably were making $90,000 as a couple, right? And our expenses are low, so we keep our expenses low, so we could survive off of I wouldn't want to do that right now. But back then, we could survive off of $50,000, $60,000 as a couple because we keep our debt very low. Mm-hmm. Now, we're making more, and we still keep our debt very low. But with inflation, costs, everything rising, it just eats at your money.
It's crazy how that's set up. Because when you think about what we had back then,
we were surviving. We were driving.
We were making. Yeah. At one point in time, we were about $60,000 a year. We had a mortgage. We had a car note. We had higher insurance.
Yeah.
And
we still had money left over after the month. Because everything was low. Like, if you're gonna... So we'll get more into that in another video. Like, how you could keep your expenses low and, like, certain things that you can do to make sure your debt is low so that you can survive off of the money that you're making. It's very important to be intentional with your decision making and not like impulse buy, impulse spend, like just making impulsive decisions, because financially it'll cost you in the long run.
So it's, for me, from what I see, I don't even want to call it keeping up with the Joneses, because you got people who are, like, the stats say 8 out of 10 people are living check to check.
Yeah.
That's regardless of income. So majority of the population are living check to check, even though they got money. And it's because, I forget what book it was, but the more money that you make,
the more
you start to spend on things that you never had because you've always wanted these things. So now you're rewarding yourself as you're leveling up in income. So you got... It's just hypothetical. I'm gonna just throw a number out there. If you're bringing in like 15 grand a month, right? So now you're like, oh, cool, I can afford this bigger house,
bigger car.
So now you're looking at, all right, bet. Now my mortgage is $3,000. Now you got a couple. One person goes out, oh, I want this specific car, and now you're not buying a gently used, you're going to get something new. Now you're driving around, and right now, just about any new car feels like costs $40,000 or $50,000. At $50,000, your car note is $600 without insurance. I mean, without interest. Just like off rip, $600 off rip
a month.
And then you add, and that's 0% interest. So now when you tack on interest on top of that, and then you tack on your car note.
Your car insurance?
I mean, your car insurance, now you're looking at probably $1,000. So now you're spending $3,000 on your mortgage. You spend $1,000 on your car.
So that's $4,000.
That's $4,000, and now you spending.
You have other expenses.
Both people got cars.
Oh, so $2,000. Okay.
So now that's $5,000, and now you're looking like, oh, bet I got $10,000 left over. But guess what's happening with that $10,000? Y'all traveling,
eating out, buying
things that you like, the clothes that you want to wear. You're going shopping. You're going on different trips and stuff like that. And now you're living a lifestyle that you've always wanted. This is the lifestyle that you dreamed of. But then most people, they don't have anything in the bank, and it's financially, you got to be on the same page. Like, you got people like, I didn't seen it. People going to the casino, and I'd be looking like, I don't know how. Like, what do you do for a living? Because if I lost the type of money you lost,
I would not hear the end of it.
Not even. I wouldn't have to hear the end of it, because I would drive off of a bridge. I would drive off of a bridge. Like, I see people in there, and I'm like, you must have robbed somebody before you came in, because you going through that money like it ain't yours. Like, who did you rob? I'm talking about
money.
And like, I've seen people with super high incomes go in there, and I'm looking like, that's nothing. That's a drop in the hat to them. But then you see some people go in there and like they're plowing through money, and I'm like,
they got it. Well, that's them.
I don't know what y'all do.
Yeah.
I lose a couple $100, and it's a long, quiet ride home. As my mom used to say, send them on that quiet ride home, listening to your thoughts about, dang, all the things I could have done with this money.
Oh my gosh, I know you hate losing it. Yeah. But John, he gambles. He plays poker.
I don't gamble. I try to make other people gamble.
Yeah, he plays poker.
sometimes their gambles work out and sometimes they don't. I don't gamble as much as I used to now, one because of distance, two because of time. But for a period of time, that's how I was making my money. When I was in Florida, that was my income supplement. When we moved out to Texas, that's how I primarily made income. But it's one of those things, you have to know that person.
Yeah, you have to know that person. I can't deal with addiction. So as long as it's not an addiction, I'm like, okay, you're not about to gamble the house or gamble, our retirement account, gamble our savings, then okay, we're good, but yeah, just be fiscally, financially responsible with the money. In the next video, we'll get into the specifics and kind of break it down a little bit more. I know one thing I said earlier was talking about some decisions that we made, right, financially. So we'll talk about homes that we've purchased, how we buy our cars, and how we save money, invest money, all of those things. And we do that as a couple. It's joint decisions over here.
The joint decisions is down to primarily what's for dinner is the joint decision.
Yeah.
And we even budget out that's on our budget. I don't know if we talked about that before.
We haven't talked about it yet, and we do need to get into
budgeting is something key, crucial that every person needs to do.
Yeah.
Because it's something, it ties into getting ahead.
Getting ahead. I like that.
It's easier to do nowadays as a couple. When you look at how things were set up back in the day, and I know I don't know why it seems like the economy or the world, America has pit the older generation against the younger generation and comparing, talking about how easy our grandfathers and grandmothers had it, where they looking at it on financially or the cost of things was easier when you look at the how much they had to pay for it.
Was lower too. So
but they say, for instance, they say that the cost of a house
it's
proportion.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But you can look at the type of houses that they were buying.
Yeah.
My great grandmother had, I feel 8 or 9 kids.
Yeah.
And I'm counting the rooms in the house. It wasn't you shared rooms. You had all the boys in one room, all the girls in one room. You had the mom and dad in their room. Yeah. Nowadays,
every kid wants their own room.
Every kid has their own room. If you got 3 kids that's 2, 4, and 5, they all got their own room. So now you're looking at single individuals where male or female, single people with 4-bedroom houses so their kids can all have have separate rooms.
Yeah.
And then you have kids that all have parents with multiple kids that's driving age that all have their own car.
I know.
Back in the day, there was one family car.
It's different now.
It's the way we live now, we've been sold this dream of go big
or go home.
And so now to tap back into finances where you driving around and a bunch of everybody got cars. We're gonna be the same way here. I got a car, Maggie got a car. I can't wait for Gina to get old enough to drive, and so she can go and get her car. And so I don't have to be the one driving her to and from here. And so, but in that regard, it's things that we're going to pay for, and we're putting money away now
for the future.
So when she gets there, it's here go. We're not going to have 3 car notes.
No way.
I don't ever want to have another car note.
Yeah,
it's going to be difficult because there are, I don't know, when I think about it, how much money I have to have put away to go and buy a car that I actually my dream car.
Yeah.
Most people dream cars used to be $60,000 for your dream car. Now your dream car is over $100,000. And so I don't see myself going and spending $100,000 on a car.
No. There's so much.
What type of income are we going to be having to spend $100,000 on a car?
Come on now. There's better things you can do with money in this life. Think legacy. Well, that's why I wore my legacy shirt today. You gotta think about your legacy. What legacy are you leaving behind?
I wore my Paris shirt today because I want to go to the Olympics in Paris this summer. Why are you looking like that? So you said why you wore yours, I said why I wore mine.
That was so not profound.
It
was not profound. It was just absolutely ridiculous. I cannot.
So you did.
I cannot. Anyway, think about your legacy. What legacy are you leaving behind for your children, for your family? What are people going to say about you when you depart from this earth? That's my spiel. You got any closing remarks? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. And give us your closing remarks, sir.
Paris I've never been there.
You have been to Paris?
Summer.
Oh, we went in the winter. Yeah. Okay. So you want to go back?
I'm just joking. But no, yeah, I did want to go there. But
we're not going to no Olympics.
I'm going to be serious for a brief moment, not a long time. So, but no, yeah, like the things that you do financially and prepare, your partner that you choose has to be on board with your goals and dreams, because that's going to play a part in what they're doing financially. Mm-hmm. Like I've heard stories of like, I just can't keep up. The person that I'm with, like I can't afford their lifestyle.
Yeah. And
it's not one of those things where that person is quote unquote blowing through the money that we've had, like on an addiction. It's just that the lifestyle that person lives in, like the restaurants that the person goes to, the
trips that they want to go to,
clothes that they want to wear, the vehicles that they want to drive, the areas that they want to live in. Just think about that on top of when a person decides to, if you have a person that drives a fancy car, wears the designer clothes, wants to live in a specific area, and they can afford those things, when you bring children into the picture, it's going to look weird where a person is walking around in designer clothes and then the children are walking around with thrift store stuff. And so that person generally who wears all the designer, the kids wear designer also. And the kids go to the more expensive daycares and private schools. Yeah. So it's a thought process of when you choosing your partner, choosing with finances in mind. Like I can't keep up with you. If I can't keep up with you now,
it won't get any.
When I get that money, I'm not trying to keep up with you because I've known how hard it took for me to get this money, and now we can do things. We can go we go on trips every year, like.
But we're very intentional about how we spend and the things that we do, and the cost of things. So I get into all that, okay? But yeah, you just have to. I just can't stress it enough how you have to be intentional and be fiscally responsible.
Don't want for anything.
Yeah.
I don't want for anything. I don't think Maggie wants for anything. I want more. I want a higher income. I want more money. I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think there's ever a point in time where a person says,
I
got enough money. I don't need any more money.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily, I know how they say, the root of money is the
root of evil is money. That's
the love for money. Yeah. I don't love money. Yeah. I love the freedom that comes along with having more money. Yeah. I love for the fact that, okay, cool, if I get to this income level, my daughter can go and chase her dreams until she's tired of chasing her dreams. Yeah. Like, she doesn't want for anything. She is very grounded in, like, she doesn't have to have the expensive toys or the expensive clothes. She loves doing small things. She loves Like, she'll go.
But we are the ones who instill that in our kids too. So like the things that we expose them to and the things that we do with them, we kind of expose them to that. So she just knows that she's having fun as a kid. Like, I get to go on trips, I get to go out to eat. Yeah, but she's good.
I don't know, like, she has never said, hey, I need some new shoes.
Yeah,
she's been wearing this thing. And
she could care less.
I have bought her shoes.
She's like, no, I like these shoes.
I don't want to wear those shoes.
Yeah, I like the ones that I've been wearing.
Reasons, these shoes hurt my feet. These shoes are too small.
Yeah.
She loves the shoes that she gets. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So the things that you do as a youth, the things that you do when you're kids, a child, they take that into adulthood. It's important to develop those things while your children are young and teach them about money and finances. There's a point in time where Gina didn't know who made money. Gina thought all the money in the house came from me. Maggie still worked. She still braided hair. She did brand ambassador, and she still brought in income. So it wasn't like, although I was the breadwinner, I was making the bulk of the income. It wasn't like, oh, this is my money. Yeah. I never said that out loud. Gina just
assumed.
Because I'm the one who carries cash. When we go out, I pull out my cash to pay for dinner, to pay for things at the store. And she looked at it like, okay, cool, Daddy has the money. Although I was the one that did have the income, I never conveyed that message to her that I'm the one with the money, so XYZ. She just
that assumption.
Who does the purchasing?
But now she sees it's a joint thing. Like, our money is one. Like, it's coming from the same pot.
Right.
Whatever one earns is just the same household. It's not like, no, this is my... No, you can't be like that. Relationships don't work like that. Oh, it shouldn't work like that. You want... The money belongs to the house. Mm-hmm. We got to pay the rent or the mortgage. We got to pay the lights. We got to pay the utilities. Like, this money is going to the house so that we always have shelter. We always have food. And we have the necessities. Mm-hmm. The necessities have to be covered. Okay, and that's first and foremost. So,
I just realized about this little girl. She's a trickster. So if she wants to get something shopping wise, she comes to you.
She does.
She hasn't asked me about, like, she bought whatever it was. She just bought on, was it Shein or Temu?
But it's her money. Her godmother sent her some money. But before she spends it, she asks me.
She don't ask me at all.
I'm the shopper. I'm the shopper person.
But if she wants something food-wise from the grocery store, she asks me.
Unless she's shopping with me.
If she's with you, but she came to me and said, hey, can I get this hummus and pretzels? One of her friends at school, she tried.
Yeah, so now she's a hummus and pretzel person. Yeah. Okay, all right.
And so it's like when I went and got this pizza from Aldi, and she's like, okay,
I like this pizza.
Can you get this pizza? And so she...
And I think that's because I'm more strict with the groceries. No, I'm going in there, I'm buying my fruits, I'm buying my vegetables.
Who she asked specific things from.
I think she knows as far as the groceries, I'm probably going to say no.
And she knows, I'm not buying that.
I'm not buying that. That's my favorite line. I'm not buying that. Yeah. There's so much to talk about here. And it's very important conversations to have because, as we said earlier, finances is one of the leading causes of relationships ending. Mm-hmm. Thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for more. We are really going to deep dive into this money talks conversation. I am Magdala D. Norton. This is my husband, John E. Norton, and this was our Couples Talk podcast. Subscribe for more, notifications on so you do not miss another video. Have a beautiful day.